Good morning everyone, how you doing? It's Paul here from Unusual Things. Now this morning I am at Stoneham Southern Cemetery in Southampton, and we've come to find the final resting place of Reginald Joseph Mitchell, that amazing man that invented the Spitfire, and I will tell you a bit more about him real soon. Now if you like the video today, please make sure you give it a thumbs up. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so that you're notified when more videos come out. I constantly have people say to me, I didn't know you were still making videos, I wasn't aware that they were still coming up. If you hit that notification bell, you'll be notified when new videos come up. Also, I've got to say a massive thank you to all of you that are members of the channel, and also those of you that contribute towards fuel and coffee, etc. It's very important and it really does help me. There's a PayPal link in the description if you want to help with a little coffee or something like that. It keeps me fueled up on my very long drive, stuck in lots and lots of traffic, as you all know. So in a moment we'll be telling you about Reginald Mitchell, and we'll find his final resting place, okay? But like I say, once you've seen the video today, leave your comments down below. And I've also got to say welcome to any newcomers to the channel as well. We've had lots more subscribers recently, which is really, really good. So when you watch one of these videos, please hit the subscription button. It's free, like I said. Apart from that, what we must remember is it's Remembrance weekend. So the reason why we're coming to see Reginald Mitchell today is because of obviously his design with the Spitfire, which was incorporated into the war. So we want to pay our respects there. It's really important we remember those people that worked behind the scenes almost, the ones that weren't necessarily on the front lines, such as the soldiers, sailors, airmen and their women, of course, but the ones that helped design and implement these wonderful bits of technology at the time that helped our service people fight a terrible, terrible war. So it's very important that we remember those as well. So in a moment, we're going to find Reginald's final resting place. And like I say, if you haven't done so already, hit the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, it's absolutely free. And of course, you'll be notified if you hit that notification bell, really important, of when new videos are come out. Let's go and find Reginald's final resting place and hear a bit more about his story. Reginald Joseph Mitchell, CBE, FRAeS. 20th of May 1895 to the 11th of June 1937, was a British aircraft designer who worked for the Southampton aviation company Supermarine from 1916 until 1936. He is best known for designing racing seaplanes such as the Supermarine S.6B and for leading the team that designed the Supermarine Spitfire. Reginald Joseph Mitchell was born on the 20th of May 1895 at 115 Congleton Road, Bott Lane in Staffordshire, England. He was the second eldest of 5 children and the eldest of 3 brothers. In 1916, Mitchell joined the Supermarine Aviation Works at Southampton, possibly for a probationary period. Since its formation in 1912, the company had specialised in building flying boats, producing its first aircraft, the Pemberton Billing PB-1, in 1914. During the First World War, Supermarine was taken over by the British government, and during this period the company produced the first British single-seat flying boat fighter, the Supermarine Baby. Between 1920 and 1936, Mitchell designed 24 aeroplanes. His early projects often involved adapting Supermarine's earlier aircraft. In June 1920, the Air Ministry announced a civilian aircraft competition, and Supermarine's entry for the competition was the commercial amphibian, an adaptation by Mitchell of the company's Supermarine Channel. The amphibian finished second, but was judged the best of 3 entrants in terms of design and reliability. In 1930, specification F730 was issued for a fighter aircraft able to be used by both day and night squadrons. Mitchell's proposed design, the Type 224, was one of the 3 monoplane designs made in prototypes for the Air Ministry. The final design incorporated an open cockpit, 4 Vickers machine guns and a 660 horsepower, 490 kilowatts Rolls-Royce Goshawk engine along with a fixed undercarriage. Whilst the Type 224 was still being built in 1933, Mitchell was proceeding with the design of the Type 300. This was to become his masterpiece, the Supermarine Spitfire. He cleaned up the design of the 224 using the same engine but incorporating a shorter wing and a retractable undercarriage. The Air Ministries rejected Mitchell's design, but he modified it for the instance by making the wing thinner and shorter by including the newly designed Rolls-Royce Merlin engine. and by making use of an innovative new cooling system, the latter being an example of his willingness to accept ideas from other people. For a short period, design work continued using private funding, but in December 1934, the Air Ministry contracted Supermarine to construct a prototype that was based on Mitchell's design. Mitchell objected to the Air Ministry's insistence that the Spitfire be modified to have a tail wheel. At the time, he was not told in preparation for a future war. The government had decided to build hard surface runways for the Royal Air Force, a decision that meant the modification of the Spitfire was necessary. In 1933, Mitchell underwent a permanent colostomy to treat rectal cancer, which left him permanently disabled. Despite this, he continued to work on the Spitfire and the four-engine bomber, the Type 317. Unusually for an aircraft designer in those days, he took flying lessons. He obtained his pilot's license and made his first solo flight in July 1934. In 1936, Mitchell was diagnosed again with cancer and early the following year was forced by his illness to give up work. In his absence, his assistant Harold Payne led the design team at Supermarine. Mitchell flew to Vienna for specialist treatment and remained there for a month, but returned home after the treatment proved to be ineffective. He died at home in Highfield, Southampton on the 11th of June 1937 at the age of 42. He was cremated and his ashes were buried at South Stoneham Cemetery, Southampton. The quality of the flying boots designed by Mitchell for the RAF established him as the foremost aircraft designer in Britain. His obituary, published in the Journal of the Royal Aeronautical Society in 1937, described him as a brilliant and one of the leading designers of the world. The Society paid tribute to their colleague, describing him as being a quiet, subtle, not obvious genius who had a capacity for grasping the essentials, getting to the point and staying there. Smith, who became chief designer at Supermarine after Mitchell's death, said of him, he was an inveterate drawer of drawings, particularly general arrangements, which were usually accepted when the thing was redrawn. Okay, so I've been having a good look around, and you know what? I think I found it. To be honest, it's the one next to it that I clocked because of the aeroplanes on it. Let's just have a little look at the one next to it first. William R. Atwood, 1928 to 1994, love and memory of our darling Bill, had a smile for everyone, their heart of gold, left us sweetest memories ever hold. God saw you looking at this. There's lots of aeroplanes on there, so I'm just wondering if that gentleman's it looks like it, yeah, it looks like a plane there with pilot wings, and I wonder if he asked to be buried next to Reginald Mitchell, because obviously Reginald died in 1937. We'll just go through this. In loving memory of Reginald J. Mitchell, CBE, at rest 11th June 1937. Also of Florence, his beloved wife, who passed away 3rd of January 1946. So I wonder if that gentleman obviously knew many years that Reginald had his ashes interred here. That's just how I think sometimes. I look and I think, you know, that gentleman was obviously an RAF pilot, and I wonder if he chose his plot next to Reginald, who of course had such an amazing impact on the Royal Air Force with his design of the Spitfire. You just don't know, do you? But it's a nice thought, isn't it, to think that. Anyway, we've got to say a massive, massive bless you and thank you to Reginald Mitchell. You know, what he did and what he contributed for us as a country, as a nation, and for the world ultimately, when you think about it, is just second to none. Of course, with it being Remembrance weekend this weekend, you know, people like this gentleman, as well as our war heroes that go out there and lose their lives, we got to remember people like this, because without their brilliant designs, ideas and foresight, you know, then our soldiers, sailors and airwomen would not have the tools to go and fight to protect us and to look after us. So it's really, really important that we remember people. Wow, and with that, a plane's going over. Not a Spitfire, mind you, but a plane's going over. So it's really important we remember people like Reginald in these circumstances, especially at Remembrance weekend. Bless you, thank you. So there we have it, the final resting place. Reginald J. Mitchell. Wow. Thank you, sir. What an amazing person. What he did for us. Now, I think it's great as well that he went and got his pilot's license. You know, he learned to fly. Now, one of my best experiences in my life, and I've got to tell you this story very quickly, is before I was due to leave the Royal Air Force back in 1992, some of the officers very kindly arranged for me to go up in the back of a jet. And they used to do a weathership report. So they used to fly above the cloud lines every day to do weathership reports for the trainee pilots that used to go up. And this pilot was an ex-tornado pilot, and he literally just got back from the Gulf War in 91, I think it was. And his job now was just doing the weathership report. So he had it, you know, a nice job, as he called it, a cushy one. And they arranged for me to go up, and oh my Lord, the takeoff was amazing. But when you're flying in the air and you're in the back seat of a cockpit, which I never thought I would ever experience in my life, and he does his weathership report, and then he says, right, Paul, we got 20 minutes flying time. And he knew I was about to leave the Air Force. And he said, right, we're going to do anything and everything. So he did some barrel rolls, loop-the-loops. He let me take the control to do a loop-the-loop. He let me take the control to do a barrel roll. Obviously, he under his instruction. And it was the best experience of my life. I will never, ever top that. No matter what happens in my life, I will never beat the experience of being in the back of that plane and flying it to a certain extent. Not quite Tom Cruise and Top Gun. That was his job. But, you know, it just puts a smile on my face. And I wish back then that we had the capabilities of, I know we had cameras, but I wish we had like mobile phones in terms of capturing it. You know, the easy way that people capture things these days. I wish I had the camera like this DJI here. Anyway, I'm walking into a dead end, which is probably ironic considering I'm in a cemetery. Thank you as always for watching. Don't forget, if you liked the video today, give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you are notified when my new videos come out. And most importantly, everyone, let's not forget, okay, it's Remembrance weekend. Let's not forget all of our service men and women and animals, okay, animals too, that have gone out and have fought for us. But also, and just as important, people like Reginald, the people that design these things behind the scenes, the brains, if you like, and another plane's coming over. I don't know what you saw of that because I just turned the camera around. Right, so we must remember people like him as well. And yeah, we will remember them. I'll see you all on the next one. Take it easy.